And oh yeah, do I sound good on stream?
Yeah,
Forgot. I sound great. I sound great. All right,
yeah,
perfect. Because yeah, last time it sounded like I was like talking through a soup can, and August was picture perfect and in
yeah. That's very
perfect
interesting.
volume. I don't blame August, but if August had me in the background, he could have told me.
I don't know why he's so reluctant to do such a thing. I guess he hates his friends. I don't know.
Yeah, August Roy hates his friend. He
That's
was
the
playing
only
Minecraft.
conclusion we can come up with, really.
He was playing
Anyway,
Minecraft.
I'm live too.
Oh
Hello,
shit!
everyone.
Sam Hintz is live.
I'm
Let's see.
animating today. I'm just getting
Let's
straight to it.
co-stream.
I'm just yeah, we're not gonna really. I'm doing effects today. I'm doing some effects around this. I I'm not gonna show you what it looks like. It's probably somewhere else. Look on my Instagram or something.
Let's see. Where
But
is
I'm in the zone
my?
right now. I can't slow down. Not not just for no reason at all.
I'm subscribed to Sam Hintz. How come I didn't get a little thing that says you're live on the side here? Maybe all my
It could
notifications.
probably it the website probably detects that you're a fake fan and you don't actually like me.
No, I'm a real Sam Hintz fan. I'm the
No,
biggest.
I'm not convinced.
Wait, I have the bell. The bell is rung. It should have told me. Okay.
Oh yeah, well, tell me some Sam Hintz trivia that only you would know.
Uh,
You real
Sam,
fan.
your favorite color is orange. You
Ooh.
draw with the background and neon green.
Oh, it's neon green right
Uh,
now. Well, it's
because
actually I stopped doing neon so much because my eyes have been getting really tired of staring at neon green so much. So now I do kind of a muted green, but it's still
muted
bright
green,
green. It's
and
still
then
bright green.
and then what's it called?
Yeah,
uh,
I'm waiting.
uh, see, I had the first two. The third one is the one that's throwing me off. Okay, I got it. I got it. Your OC's character's name is Serve, and he's from space, and he has a chainsaw that cuts through dimensions, and he has to collect the seven uh chainsaw
Shingon
blades.
Wu.
Yeah, the seven Shingon. He's a Shingon Wu OC in
Yep.
space. He's
Yeah,
sick.
I haven't
He's the
drawn
orange
that in a
spot.
while. That is some
I love.
Sandpins trivia only you would know. Damn.
I love Serge. I also love this dog and this anvil warrior you're doing. So this is great too.
Thanks.
Oh, I'm mad because I want to. Wait, I can watch your stream while I'm drawing. I think if I just pop you out right here,
Oops.
and I put you in this corner over here, the viewers won't be able to see it, but I'll be able to see it, and then I can draw while watching Sam. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can fix that. I think I can. If I go to
Yeah, and
this,
anybody else in the chat besides Abeka, if you have any drawing requests or anything, don't bother. I really need to get this done.
no,
So
draw makes the creepypasta make a Minnie Mouse.
if
Huh?
you want to see me draw a creepypasta weird Mickey Mouse thing with like nipples and stuff, check my previous streams.
Yeah, that's on that's a VOD. I VODed that, so that's on my Twitch, and that is also on my YouTube.
All right,
Same handle on
how
the
much
server
ad
directory.
revenue have you made off those?
I get like 1 to 0 views on my YouTube channel, which is fine. I'm not a YouTuber, I'm a Twitcher. So I'm
I'm
using
a
the superior
YouTuber.
platform. Let's see.
Yeah, people don't like streaming on YouTube. I don't really know why. It seems like
um
the reason used to be because YouTube doesn't let you do anything, but it seems like Twitch is just as bad, if not worse now.
so the issue is that like it's the algorithm. People are just kind of fed up with the YouTube algorithm, which is like remember when it used to be like you get money per view on your video or stream? Now it's money per minutes watched or whatever. And let's say someone didn't watch like an hour of your stream, so you're not going to do super well in that
Next.
stream. Whereas with Twitch, I'm pretty sure it's like every view. So I mean,
Oh,
they're
it, so you just
it,
get more money on Twitch.
well, also it's through donations and mainly through donations of subscriptions, with people clicking on your stream activate ads if you're an affiliate. And why is my desktop not showing? Why is there a black screen? What the hell? I clicked. Oh, I clicked the outro because I'm an idiot. Oh my gosh,
Nice.
this
Nice.
is one
I
of the
love
worst
that for you.
streams. Okay, here it is. This is the right window. There it is. See, now I'm drawing, and in the top right corner you can see Sam, who's also drawing. Wow, that's not lagging me at all. My
What?
old computer would
You,
freak
oh,
out if I
you can
tried
see
to.
my stream in the corner of your stream. You know, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Now I'm gonna
yeah.
do that with you as well. Except my version's gonna be really terrible.
Yeah, I think yours is gonna like completely destroy
Oh wait,
your
no, I can't do
thing.
that because my drawing software. I need the whole screen because I have so many things opened up on the sides.
It is
Well, if
perfectly
you know, Mecca, you can steal the viewers who would have come to my stream, but if you guys want to go over to Mecca's stream, go ahead. He's a great guy. You can watch both of us from there, so it's just the superior viewing option. But you know,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Get us an HD. Um, yeah, my Mac would freak out when I try to draw Photoshop and have a YouTube video playing at the same time.
Mine doesn't. I just the way Clip Studio works, it's hard to have like a video open at the same time, especially if I'm animating, because you can see I have this huge thing down here.
Right, right, right. Yeah, the Photoshop timeline doesn't even show frames. I mean, I think I can make the display change to do that, but I'm fine just sifting through frames.
Animating in Photoshop is not my
Yeah,
favorite. It's
it's
nice
not.
because you can still make nice drawings in it. I feel like a lot of animation software, it's kind of hard to draw in it. Oh boy, drawing a circle. But
Yeah, it's definitely not for animating, but like that's the I think the only digital non After Effects lesson I learned from animation class that stuck is when Jill told us how to draw in Photoshop, and then I was like, okay, and then Chris was teaching me things in it, so I was like, all right, cool. Meanwhile, Matt was showing everyone how to use Toon Boom like an actual animator,
you never
and
learned to use Toon Boom?
no, we exported like one thing in Toon Boom, but like it was that, remember that reticle I did. Oh no, I didn't even do that in Toon Boom. Now I think about it, that reticle I never finished on
Oh,
time.
I
It
do
was
remember
that
that.
yeah, it
You're
was the
spending so long on that for some reason.
yeah. No, I spent. What happened is I did the animation, like the breakdown of Skippy walking through the woods, but I spent too much time drawing backgrounds and not enough time animating characters.
I
I
remember
should have.
that.
Yeah, I should have made the background look
Classic.
like shit.
All right, let's see how this
Uh,
works.
but
That
what I
looks
was gonna.
that looks okay. No, that looks bad. I don't like it.
Cool. It's falling. Oh, I'm supposed to look at the effect of the smoke, right?
And
Not
it's
him.
too cartoony.
Um,
It should stay in a circle for a little bit longer, but I don't have room on the canvas. You know what?
I
I
think
could
it,
just
I
cheat.
think it looks I think it looks good. I think it should just like the shape of it's good. I think what it is it should look like it should be scratchier because like I feel like when you animate a gas, it shouldn't have a solid shape like water does. I think it should be like scratchier and like less defined.
That's pretty
I
interesting,
guess
Mecca. But did I ask you? I don't remember
oh
asking for help
you're right. I'm sorry.
from an inferior animator.
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry, Sensei. Sam Hint's the greatest animator of all time.
Yeah, I think it's. I'm gonna try because I do like different line quality, but I'm kind of trying to keep everything as simple as possible just so I can actually get things done.
Yeah. Don't be like me. Finish your animations.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'm
what
gonna
is
try like something a little more bold and graphic looking.
like Dexter's Laboratory?
Yeah, kinda.
You know, it would always like give me anxiety watching like probably like I think they did it in Dexter too, but it was like Danny Phantom comes to mind. I'm not about to go on a Butcher Hartman rant, but Steven Silver. See, that's probably not even his name. It's probably not even Steven Silver. It's probably John Silver, John Silverman. I don't know his name. The guy who actually draws Kim Possible and Danny Phantom.
Yes.
Uh, I noticed that the outline of the characters was like 2 or 3 line thicknesses thicker than the line on the inside of the characters, which means that they drew the character once with like a normal micron, I'm assuming. Because I don't think Danny Phan was done on the computer. I could be wrong, but
Yeah, it
and then they
was.
took oh maybe it was, but then they took a bigger marker or brush thickness to do the outline of the character so they look more comic booky. And I just remember being like, oh my god, they had to draw over that thing 2 times.
Well, I mean, they probably did like uh, roughs, blue lines, and final lines. So
Right, right,
really,
right.
they
But
had to draw it on it as many times as anybody else.
right, I know, I know. I just like, and I like the thicker lines. I just thought that, like, damn, damn, Snake.
Any progress with your little thing that you've been animating? Old
I
friend of
am.
mine.
This triangle is funnier than ever. Um, well, I'm done with the mouth. I'm done with the little squares on the bottom lip. I just got to do these 3 triangles on this right side of the face, and maybe this over here, but I might ignore that. And I think I can move on with my life.
Nice.
Um,
I love
I'm
when you
hoping
move
that
on with your life.
I'm pretty sure, like, I'm probably gonna jinx it right now by saying it, but I'm pretty sure the other shots won't take me as long. There's more drawings and more movement, but there's less moving pieces, if that makes sense, and it's not as big. And so the little like blemishes and like dirt and mistakes I can probably ignore, but it's just because they this thing is so big. It's supposed to be a close-up shot of the character. It bothers me, but I'm that at least that's what I'm hoping. But then like I'm I'm anxious because maybe I'm worried that my OCD is gonna like flare off and be like, no, you gotta fix all this. Do it again. But yeah, I've learned my lesson from this. If I ever animate again, I'm only gonna do 2-second animations, and they're gonna be on TikTok.
That's not a terrible idea.
I think that's the way to go. I that's feasible. 2 seconds, I feel like, and then like not like with crazy line work. Like if I just pull out my micron and then do that, I think it would look pretty decent. And it could be. I think what I'll do is I'll put all the focusing and not on the line work, but the coloring, and then that would look really cool. Like,
I'm
wow,
glad. I like that you have a game plan.
yeah, but
That's
that's in the
definitely
future.
good.
But that's future Mecca. We gotta focus on the present, and President Mecca is drawing a triangle because he is has an obsession with triangles for some reason.
I mean, who doesn't?
I
Who
never
doesn't love triangles?
people who like circles, which
Oh,
are most
I feel like I'm
people.
being called out right now since I'm drawing many circles. What can I
Those are
say?
more.
Circles. They're
Those
good.
are
They're good
those are
for
more.
animators. We love
Those
them.
are more. Those are more ovals, or as I should say, ellipses.
Now I feel even more called out. Yeah, I feel like I have learned lessons from this one too. I think this is animated well, but I think it's animated very stupid. I did not make any smart decisions when deciding like how to approach this.
What do you mean?
I mean, like I was like watching cartoons from the '70s where they just have like 1 billion ease outs, and I'm like, I want to animate something where the character moves slow at this part, and then they do some cool little like natural acting here, and it's like, yeah, I am one human being who's animating by myself. I need to I need to be smarter. I need to work smarter, not harder. That sort of thing.
I think we all want to animate something crazy really fast, but or not even really fast, but something really crazy. But then we forget how long it takes.
Yeah,
But then, like, we don't want our thing to look like Speed Racer.
yeah. It's a delicate balance. I do think that with this game, I have felt I think I have struck a pretty good balance of like this is just detailed enough where I'm not like upset with myself in either direction. Where it's like if I look at Hollow Knight, I'm not like, oh man, my stuff is way too complicated. Look how good Hollow Knight looks with their simple designs, and look how smart they were able to make this game. I think I'm close enough to that end, and I'm also close enough to like the Capcom end. I don't think I'm definitely not as good of an animator as the folks at Capcom, but like classic Capcom. But you know, they're one of
You
the
also
yeah. Go ahead.
you also got to remember too that like what you're doing. There aren't a lot of unfortunately not a lot of indie 2D, not well, not even like just indie, but like mainstream too. There aren't a lot of 2D beat 'em up, not beat 'em ups, but 2D strategy fighting games. No.
I'd
What
call
is
it an
the
action
genre?
game.
Action game? Is that what you call Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat action?
Those are fighting games.
Yeah, fighting games, whatever. So but like the 2D sprite variety, you know.
Yeah, yeah, those are a dying breed. Even KOF is 3D now, which is so.
I
Did we
think
ever
not
play
to
King
be
of Fighters? Have you ever seen that game?
yes, I think we did. Yeah, we did play King of Fighters.
It's the one with
No,
like the amazing, awesome sprite work. I think I made
no,
everybody play it
no,
for a day, and we couldn't really play it because we're bad at fighting games.
no, wasn't that the one where oh no, I'm thinking of Blaze Blue, never mind.
Blaze
We
Blue
probably
also
did.
has really great sprite work. I think KOF 13 is a little. I prefer that personally, but
I think the reason I'm thinking of Blaze Blue is because that instance when Alex was fighting you and you were beating him or you were I don't even remember if you were winning or not. I think it was the concept of you fighting back that bothered him and
I
that
do
you
remember
weren't
that. And then he was like, No, only I get to play." I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay."
I think it's because you weren't like a predictable AI because like he fights the CPU all the time.
Yeah, and I mean
What,
that's
what,
cool. Hey, I've fought the CPU my fair share. It's hard to find people to play a fighting game with, but when you do, you should probably play the fighting game with them. I don't know. It's fine.
no, I mean, there's nothing wrong with fighting the CPU, but like, I think it was like, hey, you're cheesing it because, like, you know how humans just tend to like reflexively while playing a fighting game do the same thing like more than like 2 or 3 times, not out of
Well,
like
if it
scared or like,
works, you're gonna keep doing it.
right, right. Like if they have that opening, you're gonna punish it, but like it's like, hey, stop fighting like that. Fight like how the computer does it, where it does a bunch of different shit. I don't know.
Well, if he
Weird,
wants me to
weird.
do a bunch of different shit, he shouldn't do the same thing every time. Then it'll stop hitting him.
I guess I'm just bad at video games.
Ooh,
To quote my favorite student film.
classic. Yeah, yeah. When I move in with Sonny, I'll probably start playing Smash again.
Smash.
Well, I definitely will if the last character's interesting at all. You have any? You have any? What are you thinking for the last Smash Brothers character, Emeka? Everyone wants to hear your opinion about it.
The last Smash Brothers
Yeah,
character.
the last DLC
They
character
just,
that they're
I
gonna
mean,
do.
they just added the guy from Yakuza, so
What are you
anything goes.
talking about? That
What are you
never
talking about?
happened.
No, no, I
That was
swear to God,
Tekken, I think.
the guy who with the black jacket and that's not a Yakuza character. That's a Tekken character.
Guy with the black jacket.
The black jacket, and he like dashes at you with his arms up. He was the most recent DLC. That guy. It's not from Yakuza. He's from
Dude, what are you talking about?
the guy, the Asian guy. I don't know his name. He's not Ryu. I don't know.
No, he with a black jacket.
Yeah, with a black jacket.
He they added Kazuya from Tekken,
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah,
but he does
Kazuya.
not wear a black jacket.
What does he wear?
Not much pants. That's it. He's naked.
Maybe the maybe the guy who's
Maybe he
playing him
has an
had
alt
all
color with a
those.
jacket on. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was that. I don't know, but the since they added him, which I never expected. Well, I never expected Ryu and Ken to be in it. To be honest, I never expected like actual because Smash is not a fighting game. I wouldn't even call it a brawler. I don't know how to describe Smash, but
It's very different. I think that's one of its greatest strengths. Is that it's
it,
not really like anything else, except it is. It will be once the Nickelodeon Brothers Brawl comes out. Have you seen that?
Me and August were talking about it last stream. I did not see the trailer yet, though.
Oh man, I feel like people are gonna be so disappointed when that comes out. I'll do that part later.
I don't know. Maybe the SpongeBob fans will love it. Ooh, where did this dot come from? What the fuck?
Oh, yeah,
Did I
that
do
might
that
work.
the other day? Ew.
That looks better. See, it keeps its
Oh,
shape for longer. I think that looks better.
sick.
What if this part was like a little piece of like dirt or something?
Well, if you do that, I would do it as dots. Or maybe like a square, like a salt and pepper thing. Salt pellets? Salt atoms? I don't even know what salt, grains of salt. I guess grains, I guess.
No, look at that. I don't know. Is that doing anything for me? Maybe. Yeah, it's cool enough. I like it. Maybe this part moves too much though. That might be too fast. Because it should slow down at the end, not speed up. Yeah, but the last few characters they did you see anything about Steve from Minecraft?
Yes, I did see that. I think I put that in the group chat months ago. I was like,
Well,
guys,
did you
my
see how he works?
like I saw his up smash, his down smash.
Well, the fact that he like mines, he actually does like mine into the ground,
Right,
and
right, right. Yeah.
and he and because of how he builds bricks, they said they had to basically like remake every stage in the game, like reprogram how it worked
Whoa.
just for that character. So like there's been more than one. There's been a lot of DLC characters where it's like you're basically playing a different game now. That looks nice. I like that. I'll
Cool.
make it a little thicker on the final lines.
Um. Okay. Last Smash characters since we're in the realm of like anime and fighting games. Goku. I know that's like
You're
the
you,
basic.
so many people want Goku, and it's just it would be so weird.
No. Okay. Okay. But like, what if it's Final Smash, right? Was him going through all the transformations and just blowing up the other character.
That would be cool.
I don't know. I think it'd be really cool if Goku was there. Or maybe, okay, you know what?
Have
Just
you
give us the
played
coyote.
Fighters? Fighter Z? I don't know how you're supposed to say it.
It's fighters, Dragon Ball Fighters, or if you're
Have you
like a
played
big,
that?
no, I haven't played it because
That
I'm
looks
bad
pretty
at like
sick.
mechanical fighting games that like require strategy. I play those Naruto beat 'em up fighting games.
Yeah, it is.
So
It is more of a traditional tournament
yeah,
fighter
that's
type of thing.
the Guilty Gear guys made that one.
They did. They sure did.
It was great. I think it's cool that they have all the non-characters in there. Like they have the canon Broly, but I think first they had the non-canon Broly in there. They had they added Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, um, Cooler, Frieza's older brother. I can't believe Frieza's older brother was a thing, and we all just accepted that as fact and was not like, yeah, this is made up as shit. We're like, oh yeah, Frieza has an older brother named Cooler. Of course.
Well, I mean, yeah, it makes as much sense as anything, really.
Look, Goku's older brother's name's Raditz. Vegeta has an older
Oh,
brother.
some putting on some music would be a good idea for my stream.
You should. I'll sing the song for your stream. Here's my non DMCA strike song. La 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 la. Sam's the greatest. La 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 la. He draws.
Thanks. Now I'll put on normal music.
Oh, I got it. Here's the song. Do do. I don't know. Can I do the? Can I whistle? Can I do the whole jingle in my mouth without getting in trouble?
Yes. Yes.
Do, 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 do. Ah, that felt so good to let out. Yeah, so my mom
Everybody,
said
round of applause for Emeka's beautiful voice.
so my mom was gonna my mom told me the other day, she's like, I'm gonna unfollow you on Twitch. I'm like, why? And she said, because I was on there and you're on there with Sam, I think, and you said something along the lines of, I wish Doug had boobs. I swear to gosh,
Honestly,
I
she's
don't
probably right. I should probably unfollow you too.
I don't remember saying I wish Doug had boobs. I maybe
But
I
that sounds
believe
like
that
something you'd say. If someone was
the
like, I think someone said this, do you know who it could be? I would guess it was you.
free the nipple, bro. I should draw like Skippy free the nipple, but he doesn't have nipples, so he takes like a Sharpie marker and then like draws nipples on himself.
Or his nipples hidden under his fur.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He like combs it back. That'd be very
He's
disturbing.
got like a comb over for his nipples.
He
That's
uncombs one,
awesome.
uncombs the other. There's like a nipple piercing on the other, and you're like, whoa, didn't realize you had this under there. He's like, yeah, it hurts.
Pretty cool,
It looks a little swollen, man. It doesn't look.
huh?
You should, you should go
Nah,
to the
man,
ER.
I got it. I got it. Dude, Pancake did this for me.
Yeah, the robot that has no hand, no fingers.
Yeah,
I can't wait for someone to ask, how do you hold things? And he's going to be like, magnets. It's as if that would be an explanation for anything. I like his Powerpuff Girl nub arms.
Okay. Why do all my smoke clouds look so cartoony?
Telling you, scratch him up,
Oh
bro.
man, thank you. That's so nice. Thanks, Sensor.
Censor.
Thanks, man. The game is not going to be done anytime soon, though. But I hope you continue to enjoy just watching my progress.
Oh shit, you got someone in your chat?
Yeah.
My chat's dead. Let me veer into your chat.
No big
Oh,
deal,
that's
you know.
still on video.
I'm really
Where
cool and
is it?
popular, so you know people are always trying to talk to me.
Oh, I have your video popped out. That's why.
I mean, he left right away, but
So it's too late to watch the stream. It's 1:50 a.m. It's all good, Censor. Let me like the stream. Perfect. Now 2 people love this.
2 likes, not bad, not bad at all.
I think it's good. Dare I say, great. I tell you how I used that line on a girl
Yes, you
in
did.
real life. In real
You
life,
did. It was
yeah.
awesome.
There wasn't an awkward silence. She kind of just immediately kept talking, which made me think she didn't register what I said or was like, ooh, let me just give him some leeway here.
I mean, I don't think it really registered as a line, if I had to guess.
I mean, like, I didn't. I'm not really good with compliments, so like the whole time we were just talking, and then I was like, oh, I never complimented her, and I was like, you look good, great, even.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Well, that's not how I said it. I said, if you don't mind me saying, you look good. Dare I say, great. Said it exactly like that with that dramatic flair. But she wasn't paying attention, so it's all
Yeah,
good.
I'm
It's all
sure she
good.
just didn't hear you.
Yeah, it's probably just it's a good line. I stole
Yeah.
that from part 4 of JoJo.
That's how you know it's good.
I don't know, but I don't remember the context. Maybe he was saying it to Koichi. I don't know. But Josuke it wasn't in the sub. It was in the because he usually says "great Dizzy," "great Dizzy," in the dub he says he either says well that's just great or he says that's great or something. But like I forgot
He
who
says
he was
they're
talking to.
great.
Yeah,
That's his
he's
classic line.
Tony the Tiger, but he said it to someone in like a very flirty way, but like not to someone he was flirting with because I don't think that's Josuke's character. Surprisingly, despite being a delinquent, but I think that
Josuke is kind of weird. Does feel a little
uh
like
he's wholesome, you know. He's like just don't make fun of his appearance, don't mess with his friends, and
yeah.
he said he
He's
doesn't
kind
like
of
to.
a
He's a good
wishy-washy kind of character, you know, where it's like there's not really that much that he could do that would feel out of character. He kind of just does stuff. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't watched it in a while, and I kind of just don't like part 4 for some reason. I feel like I don't really give it a chance. I don't know why. It's probably because it's right after part 3, and I don't like the art style change. Oof, I'm gonna lose so many subscribers.
I'm spoiled. I'm well, not spoiled, but I really like the art style change. I like the secondary colors. I like the yellow sky. I like the thick lines, so I'm biased. Um, but
I
not
just
everyone's.
really like the art in part 3.
See, it's funny because like it's not that I dislike the art in part 3. Like the backgrounds look very amazing. Like Egypt looked great. character designs are pretty good. I think what bothered me personally was the colors. I can't explain it, but like it was like all the brown tones. Like sometimes it looked a little washed out, like the characters, and like their skin would always have this like
Hmm.
highlight on their cheekbones, like the JoJo cheekbones, and they would take like a white thing and fill that in. And I don't know, it looked weird. Like someone described it as like their skin looks like plastic, and I kind of see it. And I'm like, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they do kind of. I mean, I don't think they stop looking like plastic.
um,
I wouldn't say that. Let's make this kind of disappear faster.
I don't know. But JoJo's. I mean, my favorite part's still part two. So,
Part two is a good one. It's a good choice. Man, we're so
uh,
lame.
my
We're just
my
sitting and
friend really
talking
didn't
about
like part
JoJo.
two.
Why?
I really liked part one. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, that's okay. Sure. I mean, they're all good. They're all good. Just part three is the
I think
best.
I think his main thing was like he felt that what's his name Joseph was a little bit of a Gary Stew, and then he thought that uh Jotaro was the ultimate Gary Stew.
I can't argue with that even a little bit.
Um, but Giorno Giovanna, he loses a lot. Eats a lot of shit actually.
Mm,
He lost so many times,
he
but I was
does.
like,
Not only does he eat shit, he also drinks piss.
he does drink piss.
I do like part five. That is
There's a
my favorite
friendly
part, though.
little
My favorite part is when he drinks piss. I love that.
Abakia. Abakia is my favorite character, but like I think that it's a little questionable when you remember that Abakia is like 20, like a 20-year-old ex-cop in Italy peeing in like the drink of like a 15-year-old high schooler.
That sounds
Just
like
a
something a
little.
cop would do. That definitely. I'm pretty sure I've seen a cop doing that. Like just like on a street corner. All right. I think I've got some solid guidelines. So I'm going to start final lining these effects. Effects animations are wonderful because just like we were talking about earlier, how it's fun to imagine doing all of these big animations, but then they end up taking a million years.
Yeah.
Effects, you just kind of throw them out there and then they look great and then they're done and you just finish them and it's not like horrible.
Yeah. Effects are pretty fast.
Effects are fast and they're fun. They're effects are my favorite part. It feels so
And
satisfying.
and the beauty of them in a video game is half the time they're just a loop, so you get to use them again and again.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got a good effects collection already accumulated for the game, so but I can still
Uh,
make more and then get even more mileage out of it. But I don't really need to. Because like another thing is I've been doing a lot of research in like I've been like going through games frame by frame. Some of my favorite stuff is like the era like around the end of when Capcom was doing 2D sprite games. So like Third Strike, Red Earth is like a really awesome game. You probably have not heard of that, but if you ever think about it, go check that game out and look at those sprites because I can't believe that game exists. It looks amazing. It's crazy. But actually, I didn't need to do this entire thing. That's fine. I can just leave it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. The last time I looked at a video game frame by frame was what's it called? Skullgirls.
that's a good one to
So
look at.
because that was when I animated that like 1920s duck character, bootleg Warner Brothers character,
I
and
kind of remember that.
yeah, he had like the shoes, and
Oh yeah,
so
yeah, yeah. I do remember that. Okay, with the
so
shoes.
then so Alex showed me uh that what's it called? Because I was like, oh yeah, I want to do this thing where like his head does this like motion, not motion blur, what's it called? Yeah, motion blur, where he has like three, or where he's like he's like dizzy or something, and so then he has like three heads for like a few frames. Classic.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, this is just like Philia. I think that's
Well,
what
I
the
mean,
character.
technically, Emeka, that technique was not around in the 1920s.
Right. But then, so he showed me frame by frame that character, and I was like, okay, that's exactly what I want. Okay, cool. I'll just like reference from this, and then and this was the intro class, by the way. So I don't really, I like critiques because I always want to improve. So like, getting a negative note doesn't really bother me. They told me like, oh, we think the motion blur's a little too. I forgot what they said. They said something like either the head should be farther apart or it should be blurrier, something along those lines. Like the heads were too solid or
Mhm,
something. Um,
that makes
I
sense.
thought I felt like it was pretty fast, but
Well, I mean, it
and then
should
I,
be fast.
and then I jokingly told Alex, I'm like, man, thanks for the recommendation. I got a negative critique, and he's like, what? How? You literally followed it frame by frame. I was looking over your shoulder, and those frames were perfect. And I'm like, they said it was just a little too sharp. I don't know if they could have been blurrier or emotion blur. And like he took it as like an insult to the game. Like they were insulting the character. I'm like, I don't think they knew I didn't tell them what I based it off of. I just showed them the animation. They're like, yeah, you should change this. I'm like, it's not a big deal, bro. And I was
Yeah,
kind of
well,
just
yeah. Another thing is with game animation, everything's like a lot quicker. Everything's a lot snappier than you would do for like a film.
right.
So, and something like that, especially if it was based off like an attack animation, um,
I
maybe
don't
the one you
remember.
were doing could have used a little more time. But also, it's an assignment, so you don't
Yeah, it
you don't
wasn't. It was an
necessarily
intro
have a lot of
class.
time.
I learned a lot. I like motion blurs. I like drawing like a million eyes on the character when their head shakes. I think I haven't done that in a while. The last time was when I did that little animation for that job I didn't get,
Yeah.
and the character. It was so funny because her blur. At one point, she had like five eyes,
hmm
and then like her lips got like really stretched out. I was like, oh, I love this stretch. It looks so good, so bouncy.
I
That was fun
usually
to do.
like doing the other type of smear, like the
Oh,
just
oh,
things turn really long.
yeah. Where they turn into a rubber band.
Yeah, I know some people don't like that. I love it. Can't get enough of it.
I think smears are underlooked or seen as like a mistake immediately because they're like, oh, look at these. This looks terrible. Like one of my favorite smears from an anime is probably the one in Naruto where Pain is like, my pain is greater than yours, and then like his like face starts like you've probably seen it. It's been
But yeah,
gifted a
I know
million
exactly what
times.
you're talking about.
Yeah. I love the way that motion blur looks. And everyone hates it. They're like, what happened to the animation? It looks terrible. I'm like, I don't know. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it's a little goofy, but,
Yeah,
you know,
I think
it was
with that
fun
one
to
in
look at.
particular, it like delves into almost experimental territories because it is slow. It's like the movement is pretty slow for how big of a smear they're doing. But
Yeah.
I think it's interesting and it works pretty well for what it is. It's definitely interesting.
I mean, Naruto gets experimental at times. Like we've seen the, I forgot what movie it was where I was gaslighting you that the animation was great. Uh, it was one of the Naruto movies, and Sakura was doing something, and it was like free. It was like drawn free, not freehand. What's it called? Uh, free free frame. What's it called when you don't like do key frames and you just go straight ahead? It's straight ahead. It was like drawn straight ahead. It was the lines were really scratchy and her hair was flying all over the place. Like certain frames, just it was just a blurry pink mess, but it was cool,
Yeah,
like in motion.
yeah.
Uh,
I wish I was brave enough to experiment more with straight ahead, but I gotta put bread on the table.
I think straight ahead's really good for like an action. If you're like, I feel like if you just have A and B, like the characters going from here to here, and you just do so straight ahead and don't worry so much about the keyframes, I think it'll look pretty like erratic, I should say, like fast and erratic, which is what it's good for.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's definitely a technique that I mean, I think the only reason that uh, I don't know, it's just something I've been thinking about more. I did in this animation I'm doing, I did try to do some straight ahead in this, but it was like really safe. It was really controlled. Um, if anybody's interested, I'll talk about it a little bit. Let's see.
The world
Not
is
this
interested
part.
in
This part's
animation.
definitely okay. See this part with the dog looking, walking backwards. That's all straight ahead. So
Oh wow,
I had a key at the beginning and a key at the end, and then I did everything in between straight ahead. So I didn't really measure it out. I just put some guides where his footsteps would go, which I still have saved, just in case anybody wanted to see them. Right there. No, that's the wrong one. Right there. See? There's where his feet go. So I mapped out where his
cool.
feet go, and then I drew just everything a frame at a time. And I do think it turned out really good because we got some good like. I like how he looks at his feet while he's doing it, and then kind of goes back to a neutral pose. Yeah, this song is kind of annoying. All right.
For those of you watching me are confused, he's not referring to my great music. He's referring to his lame music.
Yes. Actually, this is Nintendo music. I'm probably gonna get murdered.
And Nintendo doesn't like content creators playing their games. They kind of just want customers playing their games alone in their house.
Yeah.
They didn't even like E3 for some reason. They just were like, Nintendo Direct. We'll do it ourselves. I don't know why. There was probably a reason for it. I actually
Well,
don't know.
people love Nintendo Directs. I think they just figure they don't need it.
I guess,
If
but
they have
like,
the
not.
option of we can reveal our games one day on the year, or we can reveal our day games whenever we want, and people will be equally excited. I think they should pick the second one. That just makes sense. I mean, it's just because they do it so well. They're really good at putting on a good presentation.
I guess when it happened, it felt kind of like a video game Brexit. You know, it's like, why are you leaving?
I don't know.
I remember when it happened, like the meme was like, "Oh, thank God! Now we can go to E3 without the smelly Nintendo line."
I mean, do people? I think the attitude about E3 is like really different these days. I think way less people are excited for it.
Well, I think part of it too is that it's all virtual now, so there's all an experience. Like, wow, I'm gonna see the new game this year for my favorite studio. I'm gonna see the guy who makes my favorite game on stage. You know, it's the whole. It's like they're. These are the. You have to remember these are the people who never go outside or go to concerts. This is their concert experience. Maybe they
Well,
go to a convention here and there.
yeah, yeah. Well, no, not really. I mean, video game events are like a big thing now. Like,
No,
there's
it's
that one League of Legends tournament that outsold the World Series.
oh yeah, but baseball's boring.
You're right.
It doesn't have a blue girl with sorry, blue haired girl. Blue girl. Like
What?
I'm
Mass
describing.
Effect?
Yeah, Mass Effect, the blue girls.
The other day
No,
I
the
thought about Mass Effect and I was like, oh man, those games are great. I
I
wish
would
that's one of the games I wish that it was still easy to get the whole gang together to just play something. I would love to play Mass Effect again.
I'd love to stream that, but
Oh, yes,
I,
please.
I, I, algorithmically, it's not gonna. It's because the game's too popular right
Really?
now, and
Why? Oh, it did get re-released.
yeah, the rematch. It's just a little too. There's too many people streaming it right now. And that once that dies down
I
a bit,
hope I hope the remaster does good enough that they like
just
maybe
make
make another
four.
one. But I mean, they're making a new Dragon Age, so
I don't know because like
that's something. I mean, maybe they're
Andromeda,
making a new Dragon Age. They showed it off, and it was literally wireframes. But
Andromeda failed. Anthem failed.
let me see if I
I
can get
think.
my awesome BRB screen to work because I need to go to the bathroom. Here I
Will you have
go.
a BRB stream? Let's see what it looks like.
Yes.
Oh, that looks terrible.
No.
We need hotkeys, Sam. Hotkeys.
What do you mean?
You can set hotkeys to switch windows.
Huh?
In OBS, you can switch
What?
windows with hotkey. Never mind.
Hey guys, want to look at my tax information? Yeah, I don't think this is gonna happen. Here, wait.
You don't have it saved, like as a scene?
There we go. See, it's good.
You're just in. Oh my god!
What do you think?
I think that
Pretty
makes
good,
sense.
huh?
He's even laying down, which tells me he's resting. It's a
Yeah.
great idea.
Yeah. All right. I'll be right back.
Alright, no problem. I hear.
All right. I'm back. I'm
Made a
back.
loud clicking sound that hurt my ear.
Freaks. All right.
Hey, you're not gonna get very far insulting your audience. I mean, actually, there's some people that works, but I'm the
It'll
kind
be
of person
fine.
that believes that positivity leaves a more lasting impact than negativity does.
I think so too, but
I feel like negativity is like it's like a firecracker. It's very big and explosive and makes an impact, but only for a few seconds. Whereas like something nice is like a very like slow burning candle. It's not as bright, but it's still providing light, and it's there, and it's nice, and it's maintained, and you remember it.
Yeah, I mean,
And when it's
I
gone, it's
think
very
being
noticeable.
playful is fine, but I think being like really, because like when I was in high school, I watched a lot of YouTube channels with guys who are just like really pessimistic, like
Yeah,
just grouchy dudes. And if I go back and watch them now, I'm just like, man, how was I like motivated at all in high school? And the answer is I wasn't. So I think I think it is important to like have your outlook
I think high
match the life you're
schools.
trying to live. You know.
I think instead of like cultivating people with good SAT scores in high school, they should have be focusing more on like the programs that like the kids interested in, and just kind of cultivating that. Like, let's say they're really good at science. Hey, let's not worry about how they're doing on the writing test. I don't know how to explain it. I guess they should have, what I'm asking for is they should have majors in high school. I don't think
I
that's a
also
crazy
wish they
idea.
had majors in high school, but I do think that we were in the vast minority in knowing what we wanted to do right away.
Yeah.
Most people most people don't know what they want to do even when they are like ready to go to college.
Yeah, but there's gotta
And
be a
that's
way
fine.
better
People in
than
chat,
core
if you don't
class.
know what you want to do, no, never mind. No one's in chat except you. They didn't stick around past the BRB. I wasn't gone that long. That's okay. I don't actually mind. Numbers aren't what matters. Unless the number in question is my book sales. Please, everyone, buy my book. There's a link in the description. But but
Buy his
anyway,
book. Buy his
um,
book after you buy my poster. In fact, my posters are cheaper.
yeah, but my book has more pages.
Yeah, but yeah, but shut up. I draw better than you. So there.
my book could beat your poster in a fight.
I love that. So one of my coworkers, I don't know why, I don't know how else to explain this, but saying muggles, but like, because I kind of view artists as wizards in a way. Because when you talk to someone who knows nothing about art, for some reason they think something is magic.
I would
Uh,
say, Emeka, what the fuck are you talking about? Except me too. I know
yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
So I was so someone was like, because I was they recommended me a show on Netflix, and because I rarely talk to people I don't really know that well. So she's a talker, which not she's not annoying by any means. I've
She's a
met more.
talker, let me tell you. Yap, yap,
There's no,
yap.
no. That's not what I was gonna say. She's very nice. There's more annoying talkers out there. It's just like I'm not super used to extroverted talkers, so I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, I'll just keep nodding my head. So when I was like, oh yeah, I saw that movie, and like I opened up a little bit, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. I kind of wish this scene didn't happen, blah blah blah. And she's like, oh my god, you talk, and then start talking to me. I was like, uh oh, what have I done? I opened the floodgates, and then somewhere down the line, the conversation steered toward. Oh right, because what after she saw that like the one Netflix recommendation. She's like, "Ooh, you should watch this, this, and this." Ooh, and then she wrote me up a list, and I'm like, "Oh no, I don't need any
Whoa.
more list of things to watch
Making
because
you a
my,
list of things to watch. Damn.
my list
I
of
would
things to
never do
watch is
that.
already too big." So then she was like, "Yeah, watch these things so I know what you like and don't like or whatever." And I was like, "All right, cool." And then she's like, "Which one are you gonna watch tonight?" I'm like, "I'm probably not gonna watch any of these tonight. Not to be mean, but I'm like, I'm probably gonna draw." She's like, "Oh right, I forgot you draw." It's like, "You got any of your pictures online?" I was like, "Yeah, I have an Instagram. Here's my Instagram." And she looks at my Instagram and she's like, "Whoa, oh my god, this is so good. I'm like, oh, thank you, because that's not really a critique. Like, oh, it's good. Like, okay,
Well,
what do I
I
do with
mean,
that?
Emeka, that makes me feel pretty bad. Every time I show someone in person my Instagram, they throw my phone on the ground and spit on it and say, "How dare you? How dare you
Well,
make me look at this?"
well, that's because you suck, bro. I don't know, it's
Um,
harsh that it
hmm.
has to come from me, but
You know,
anyway.
I hadn't considered that, but that would be the only way that would make sense, huh?
So then she looks at like
Oof.
she sees like the pencil test to this animation or whatever, and she's like, "Whoa, oh my gosh, how'd you do that?" And like, it's so cool. And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's not finished yet because it's a pencil test. I'm not like very impressed by it. The movement's right, but I'm like, yeah, I'm so working on it." And she's like, "Oh," she's like, "Wow, this looks so cool." She's like, "So how'd you make it move like that?" And I was like, "Pencil and paper."
I mean,
And she's like,
there's no reason people who are not interested in making animation need to know how it works, but that is funny.
I mean, like, I figured, like, on a base level, she would know that, like, it was a drawing. I don't know. I guess. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
But
but
then,
how'd you make it move?
yeah, how did I make it move? So, magic. It was magic, because I'm a
I
wizard.
mean, it basically is magic.
Yeah, I mean, like, the way I view it, I think that if we were, like, a D&D class, I think that animation is akin to conjuration. Except we can't wave our
Well,
hands and make it happen,
I'm
which
not
I
gonna
wish
go
we
into
could.
why that isn't how D&D magic works,
Oh, well,
but
okay.
yes,
If we were a magic class in Skyrim,
there we
we would be the
go.
conjure. We'd be the conjuration mages. We'd wiggle our hands, and be like, "Look at this person, they're moving." It's like,
Yeah,
"Whoa, that little thing's moving," and I'd
yeah.
look like
I
a.
think
And it's like, "How long did that take you to do?" While I'm waving my little hands, oh, it took several months. Oh, actually a few years to just for that little thing to move. I'm like, "Well, yeah, I gotta wiggle my fingers."
yeah, we
Anyway,
sure do have to wiggle our fingers, huh?
but then so she was like, "Yeah, how did you make it move?" I'm like, "It's pencil paper." She's like, "Whoa, wow, oh wow!" And she saw like a picture of like my studio. She's like, "Whoa, is this your game room?" I'm like, I was like, and she saw how I didn't immediately go like, "Yes, this is my game room." So she was like, "I mean your room, it's cool." I'm like, "Thank you." She's like, "It's very."
I don't want to be mean to this person, but that is very funny.
I mean, her heart's in the right place. It's not her
Yeah,
fault. She
yeah, yeah.
doesn't. She's I don't want to say a normie, but like a muggle.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
doesn't know art. She watches what's. She doesn't watch things on Netflix because she's like, oh, like I really like this filmmaker. So she'll just you know she just watches what everyone else watches, or she'll watch whatever's on that. Hey, I think you should watch this thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes Netflix is pretty right on the money. Other times it's a little like, about. Like
Well,
I was
they
in the
can't all be
horror.
winners.
I mean, I was in the horror section the other day, and the algorithm had oh my god, what was it? Well, they had one that made sense, which was The Haunted House, which is that 3D animated movie from the 2000s. No one remembers, but when they see the fat kid with the cape, everyone remembers it.
You mean
Uh,
Monster House?
Monster House, I'm sorry. So Monster
You're
House
telling me I
made
don't
sense.
remember Monster House?
The one that didn't make sense, it was like, I forget what it was.
I didn't love that movie. It's good though.
Maybe it was like 101 Dalmatians or something. I don't know. It was some child movie where I'm like, that movie isn't even like a little scary, even for like kid standards. I'm like, I was expecting like the Brave Little Toaster or something, like something traumatizing. I was just
That's
like,
not
what
a
is?
horror movie. It's just traumatic.
I think that's a horror movie. I think that's a horror movie. I don't know. When they're at the what's it called? I was gonna say the car lot, but that doesn't make sense. The car crusher, the junkyard. When they're at the junkyard, I was scared. When
I
the
mean, it
brave
is
little
scary, but it's
when
more
it has
like
that
I don't know.
I don't know. There's just a lot of
What
scary images.
genre would that movie be? I have no idea.
I think it's a
Guess it's
psychological
like an
thriller.
adventure.
I don't think it's an adventure. It's a misadventure. It's a psychological thriller. I'd compare it to like maybe not Schindler's List, but like I don't know, like a really
Well,
like
yeah, that would be cool.
psychological. Like I'd compare it to like Girl with the Dragon. That's probably not a great one either. Like a David Fincher movie. I'd compare it to something like that where it's like dramatic and there's stakes and death and dark and there's these dark themes.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched that movie since I was a kid, so
There's a sequel to it called, but you still haven't seen it. It's Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars, and I'm like, what?
yeah, he goes to
Not
Mars
why does he go to fucking Mars?
because it's a kids movie.
I I
Stupid
don't want
kids.
I don't want to see the little toaster go to Mars and get like probed by aliens. I don't want to see that. I feel like that's something that movie would do, and ironically, and they just show it. It'd be very uncomfortable and heart-harrowing to watch. They had
Yeah, they
that really
probably would,
scary
huh?
evil
And they
clown.
like jam stuff into his toaster hole, and he's like, "Ah, no!"
Oh, well, they had that
And he'd
really
be like
weird scene.
squirming around, like really
Yeah,
realistically.
there is a scene in the Brave Little Toaster where they end up in this this rinky-dink repair shop, and they're like, "Oh, we're safe. We're among other objects, and the other objects are like traumatized and scary." It's akin to like that scene from Toy Story 1 where they're at Sid's house and all his fucked up toys. Except with him, he doesn't like fuck up the toys. He takes good parts from old machines. You know, he's a mechanic and puts it in a not so damaged machine, refurbishes them, and sells them at a higher price. Which, you know, is fine, but in this world, it's akin to torture because what he doesn't know is that these things are alive and are sentient. And so they show this scene where he takes this innocent little blender who's alive, and he's like, "No, no, no, I don't want to die. Please don't kill me." And he's like, you know, like ripping its quote unquote organs out. The cords are shown as like animated in a way that makes it look like entrails, and they change the lighting. You know that thing where like the flashlight's underneath the person's face so they look scarier?
Yeah.
They did that to the guy, and he's like, there's like sweat running down his face. He's like, yeah, yeah, and he's like smiling. He's reeling into it like he's raping the fucking. I don't know if I can say that. He's raking the fucking blender. It's just so weird, so strange. It's like the opposite of that scene from Toy Story 2 where he gets fixed by that kind old man. He's like putting the fresh coat of paint on him and
I
like
like that
rubbing
scene.
out the
That scene's
dirt.
good.
It's a very satisfying scene.
It is.
And the scene in the Brave Little Toaster where he's, you know, molesting the blender is just very uncomfortable. Then again, this is a movie where in the climax of the titular film, the brave little toaster does something really brave by sacrificing himself for the greater good, by committing suicide, by jumping into this car crushing machine to save the other appliances, which is so terrifying to me. It's just like they just showed him killing him. He even has like a panic attack induced nightmare during a lightning storm where he pictures himself falling into a bathtub.
That's
And I'm
good.
like,
That's funny.
it's really funny, but like it's just so scary as a kid when you see it. You're like, I
Yeah,
saw
I'm
that
sure.
I saw that on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I wasn't traumatized because I don't really remember the movies. Maybe I was. Maybe I blocked them out of my mind. Maybe they were too horrifying. I don't know.
There was that weird movie where I don't remember the name of it, but it was where Macaulay Culkin was playing the little kid who goes into books like in a magic library, and he has like these two books he talks to. I'm just gonna call them Cosmo and Wanda because that's essentially what they were. I remember that movie only because that was probably like no, that was after Space Jam, so that's probably. And I didn't see Who Framed Roger Rabbit yet, so that was like one of those movies where it's like, hey, the real actor goes into the cartoon, where I'm like, whoa, it's this again, cool. And I only remember it because it ends really strange, where the like it fades to black, and they imply that the three. Well, okay, I said Cosmo and Wanda, but I'm wrong. It's more like Cosmo and Wanda, and I guess second Cosmo, where there's these three magical talking books that accompany him throughout his little adventure through the books, and they start kissing each other, and implying that they're canoodling as the lights turned off, like right before the credits rolled. I'm just like, this is weird. Why am I picturing a sentient book threesome? I swear that's how the movie ends. It's very weird, and it stuck with me as a kid because I was like, "What? That was weird." Because it doesn't. It comes out of left field and it's not tied to anything.
It's probably what turned you into the sexual deviant that you are today.
No, that was Space Jam.
Mm.
That was that was Lola Bunny's perfect eyeshadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really upset that the public opinion is getting it bad reviews because I really wanted to see her Badonkadonks in 3D.
I'm sorry that may not work out for you. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give it a chance.
No, I definitely want to see it.
Yeah, I was pretty upset that it looked like most of the movie was in 3D, but apparently that's not true. Apparently most of it is 2D, but they just put a lot of the 3D stuff in the promos.
No, the 3D stuff. I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure the 3D stuff is just for like the main basketball game, and a good chunk of it they're 2D, interacting with.
Yeah, that's okay, I guess, but that's where I'd want to see the 2D the most. That's okay, I get it. It's really expensive to do 2D animation. It's really hard.
Is it?
That's why I never do
more,
it. Oh
more
no.
so,
Hmm?
more so than Maya and 3D rigging. Is that cheaper?
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely.
I feel like it's just as difficult and just as time consuming. Then there's rendering and then all that. I feel like there's a lot of extra factors. It's less controlled than 2D animation. If that makes sense. There's no. It's a
It
different
is less
medium.
controlled, but that's why it's faster.
I guess I don't know. It's like it's not that kind of thing because like from my limited understanding of like model rigging and 3D animation and texturing and rendering, from my limited understanding, it's not like click a button and boom, everything looks pretty.
Well, no, but you also have to think it's definitely faster if you have a team working on it, though.
I think the way that I see it is I view 3D VFX in movies and cartoon animated movies. I think about that joke from Family Guy where they're like hopping through dimensions or something, or time traveling or something, and then Stewie and Brian are like, "We're in the future. We're in like 2000, like 40 something or whatever." And they're like, "What happened to the house?" It's like we're 3D animated now. We're in the future. Okay, there's like this weird idea that like 2D animation was the past and 3D animation was the evolutionary next step, which I don't really agree with at all. I think they're just two different mediums, just like rotoscoping and what's another animation technique?
Claymation.
Claymation, like how claymation and rotoscope are two different types of animation. I view 3D as another option, whereas people like 2D, 3D is the 3.0. This is the next set. I think they think about the story of Toy Story, and they're like 2D animators who had to learn Maya from scratch and create a 3D movie. Whoa, it's the future because everything's in 3D now. Despite the fact that like a lot of 3D animated movies now are taking things from 2D animation. Well, I don't want to say taking, but they're influencing things like motion. You're going to see a lot more motion blurs and it's mainly more in illumination, but I think Disney's catching on to it. But
Yeah, Well, Sony is doing a lot of the ones that have that technique that you're talking about. Like, I'm assuming you're talking about like Hotel Transylvania and stuff like that.
Yeah, Hotel
Yeah,
Transylvania,
I'm
Cloudy
pretty.
with
Yeah,
Chance and
Sony
Meatballs.
makes Hotel Transylvania. I think Illumination doesn't. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I thought it was the same guys who made Despicable Me. But anyway,
No, no.
the point I'm trying to make is that it's just another style. It's not the next step. The other step's obsolete. It's just a I don't want to even say that it's dying. It's just for some reason it's like in the East Coast and in like Canada, it's super popular to be a 2D animator. But like
Hmm.
and people still love it. They still like the Muggles are like, well, how did you make it move? They still love it, you know.
Yeah,
It's not like it's lost its charm by any means. I don't know. It's just a bunch of corporate suit makers who don't know anything about cartoons. It's like this is a waste of time and money. 3D's
yeah.
the future.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that Family Guy gag, but The Simpsons did the exact same gag.
Yeah,
Where Homer turns 3D and he says everything looks so expensive. But that's because that was animated in like 90 something. And back then it was really expensive, but now it is not because you can like if you wanted to 3D animate right now, you could just get free software on your laptop and fucking do it. It's just I'm not saying it's easier. I'm saying it's cheaper just because it takes less time. Because you
yeah,
don't have to draw the whole figure every time. It's just, you reposition the model and you do the animation.
that's also true. I don't know because it's weird because when I always sound like I'm anti 3D. I'm really not. I really enjoy 3D. Some of my favorite animated films are in 3D, but of course, I'm always gonna have
I
that bias.
agree. I agree 100%. It's just it feels a little bit like sometimes it feels a bit like you have to be because it feels like it's sometimes not always, but sometimes it feels like it's going away.
Yeah, it definitely.
Especially for things like we talked about earlier with 2D fighting games. Those are those are practically gone. The only one left, what's left? Like Blaze Blue and Persona.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, there is some
Even though
light at the
I
end.
think there's only one
Cup-
Persona fighting game.
there was Cuphead,
Well,
2018.
there are plenty of 2D video games, but like 2D fighting games. Oh well,
Right,
there's
right,
Skullgirls, but
right.
everyone loves Skullgirls because it's an awesome 2D fighting game. I think
They ever gonna make a sequel to that or?
well, their studio closed because
Ah,
the guy at the
because
top of it got canceled. So
oh,
so everyone basically left and made their own company. I forget what
oh
they're
right,
called. But as soon as
right.
I
They
heard
made
that, I sent them my demo reel because I'm like, once you guys are looking for more people, I'd love to work here.
that's what's it called? They made that new game where it's like in Egypt or something.
Indivisible.
Indivisible.
It's not in
That's a
Egypt, but that game's good. It's really good.
is that the same company
Yeah,
or
yeah,
the people
it
who
is.
left?
It's the
Oh, so
same
that's
company.
gone
So they
too.
made that, and then everyone left.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It is, but at least they're still gonna make games. And
Of
I mean,
course.
they inspired a lot of people, like me.
Right,
Another
right.
great studio who does 2D games is Team Cherry, I think they're called, who made Hollow Knight. Don't know if you've played Hollow Knight, but it's kind of the new hotness. And it's not really new anymore, but it's great. It's 2D animated, hand-drawn animation, and it just looks great. It has a really cool story and world, and it's
I
it's
think.
great. That definitely inspired me a lot to start making my game because
Do you ever feel like I don't know? This is gonna sound really weird
mhm.
and esoteric. Every time I listen to the news and they talk about the stock market and business and stuff, and I think about how I'm broke. I think about did America forget about, or maybe not America, but capitalism? Did capitalism forget about art? I feel like I don't know because I feel like in other countries, maybe
Yes. Yes.
I
Yeah.
because I feel like the art industry is not like it used to be a very viable thing to be like, oh yeah, I do the art for such and such, or I freelance to do this and that. And, I felt like being a professional artist, like making money doing art full time, or again, I'm gonna bring up like the 1500s Renaissance in Italy, but like I don't know, having patrons and being an artist that was paid to do things was like, oh yeah, that's a job. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a respectable job because not everyone can do it. It was like being a carpenter. It was like, oh yeah, you have to like know how to do this thing, um, and you're either good or you're not. But like, I don't know. Now we live in this real world of exposure and networking, and you know, uh, not paying artists and people being like, oh yeah, art's a cute little hobby people do.
Yeah. So.
And
Um.
whenever someone like, makes a bunch of money doing some art thing, like people who did that NFT thing, people are like, "What? An artist made all this money? That's
Yeah.
weird."
Yeah. Yeah. True.
I mean, good
So.
for him.
Yeah. So what I think about that is the reason. I mean, I think the stereotype of the starving artist has been around for a long time, and people have been
Right?
like people perpetuate it, like artists do in their own work. So,
Yeah.
um, you know, it is what it is. But I
But I
also
think it's
think one of the big things is that in America, because a lot of places like they'll have like a national film board or something that will just make
yeah,
things.
yeah,
They'll just hire people to do things like to um, raise money, raise morale, prove to other countries that we have culture or
yeah,
something
yeah, yeah.
stupid like that. But artists get paid and people are happy. Um, Everyone is happy because they get to watch cool movies or whatever else an artist makes. But in America, we have Hollywood, which has proven that the government doesn't need to get involved at all to ensure that there is like cultural that we have like an artistic cultural output, and I think they just think that that's enough,
I think the other thing too
so
is I
they don't
complete.
bother to help out like freelancers or anybody like that.
I think the other thing too is I take back what I said earlier when I said capitalism because it's not true. I want to say America as a nation, or that's my perspective as being an artist who was born in America. But because Japan's capitalist, and they had that like golden animation boom in the 80s, and where everyone had disposable income and they were just dumping all this money into animation and anime or what have you. And the anime industry is still very thriving to this day. Like it's an industry. There's merchandise. There's people doing these jobs. People say, oh, there's less frames or they're taking all these shortcuts. But wouldn't you rather have like a world where animation studios are constantly pumping new things for the 2D animation season? Like, I don't know. I want a 2D animation season in America where it's like, oh yeah, this and this came out this season. Did you see
Yeah,
it? The
that's
new
not gonna
show?
happen.
And it's like, wow.
I'm like planning on moving to Canada next year. Like once my lease is up for the new place I just got, you know,
I'd love to live
think
in
about it.
Toronto.
Think about it. We'll room together. We'll both get an apartment.
Dude, I guess we're Canadian, eh?
Yep. Yeah, because my insurance runs out pretty soon. So bye
Oh,
bye.
dude. Next year, no more insurance. Oh, wait, no, no, no. I'm 25, so okay, I still have one more year, but that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Obama.
my birthday's in October, so I'm pretty
Like
close.
actually, thank you, Obama. I really appreciate that. That's not like a jab at you. Like, thanks for the Healthcare Act, and it's hard out here to get this health insurance.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah,
wait to go to
I've
Canada. And
heard
they're
that
like,
Obamacare is kind of a crapshoot, where it's like, well, maybe this isn't the super entertaining stream talk, and also I don't want to talk about it because it bummed me out. Uh,
uh,
Today I'm drinking. What am I drinking? It's called Bubble Tub.
what?
It's a sour
What kind of?
saison. It's a beer. It's a it's a microbrew in the Chicago area.
Oh, you
It's
drink while
it's
you
kind of
draw?
a different version of one of my favorite saisons that you can just buy, like not one that you can only get like seasonally or something. Called Le Tub, but this one's watermelon-y, so
You
that's
know so
fun.
much. You know so much French.
Thanks.
When you said saison, I immediately thought about that restaurant no one could get into at in American Psycho. I don't even think that's the name of the restaurant, but they're like, "Hey, let's go to Saison." And they're like, "We can't get into Saison." I think that was the restaurant, or maybe it was Darcia, something. Oh no, I think Saison's a food. No, or I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's a bougie word for bougie expensive drink. I'm assuming.
Well, in beer, it's a beer that's kind of sour. Usually, usually it's made with fruit.
You ever had moonshine? I've had moonshine.
I've never had moonshine. No,
my
I've
friend
just never really wanted to.
my friend brought some from down south that got me really fucked up. It was really good. He also well, this isn't true. He makes what did he call it? Not an ale. Mead is what he calls it. He makes homemade mead and
I've heard
ferments
mead
it.
is like really bad.
It I like the one he makes. It's really sweet. Um, but what I was gonna say is yeah, I bet. Then again, moonshine is just lighter fluid, so
Yeah.
like at that point, just drink some Everclear and you're good. Well, I mean, Everclear is just like hand sanitizer at that point. It's just liquid hand sanitizer.
Smoke color.
But also too, because we went on this rant earlier when we were like, yeah, how come Nickelodeon was like, hey guys, this is how it is to draw Aang, and this is what being a 2D animator is like. You got to keep drawing every day, have your sketchbook ready, and you're gonna get a job at Nickelodeon. But then they ended up, uh, what's it called? Uh, I don't know what the downfall of Nick was called, but it was definitely around that time when Dan Snyder shows got really popular. They're like, hey, let's just make a bunch of live action shows.
Yeah, I mean Disney Channel was getting crazy popular, so both Nick
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Cartoon
yeah.
Network both just started doing live action. But
Because they're like, I think at that point too, they're like, oh yeah, it's just cheaper than animation too, and it's
yeah,
faster to
well,
produce.
in like around when we were kids, animation was like massively popular off the coattails of Ren and Stimpy,
Yeah,
and probably some other shows. A lot of Nickelodeon stuff made animation really popular because like Spike TV was running like a lot of animated shows, like Spike
right, right.
TV, Comedy Central.
Yeah, Comedy
These
Central
shows
had the
that
original
like
shows
are
too.
not known for having cartoons had a ton of cartoons.
I loved Ugly Americans. That was like one of those adult animated shows. Because that's another thing we're lacking too is like the adult animation industry. Not like porn. We got enough hentai, but like
Yeah,
shows that are not suited, but they're for a more mature audience
yeah.
animated.
Thank God we have
That
Adult Swim. Otherwise, we'd really be.
yeah.
You'd think that people would look at Adult Swim and how successful they are and be like, huh, maybe cartoons are not just for Babu, but it's fine. I get it.
No, it's not fine. We deserve jobs, and we want it now.
We do deserve jobs.
Um,
But
and the viewers are like, being an animator sounds like it's really sad. I don't think it is.
no, it's not sad. It's fun.
You think Obi-Wan was happy being a lone hermit in the desert in a cave doing magic tricks for people?
What are you talking about?
I just made my metaphor about how I think that animators are like an ancient race of mages who people, when they pull out their do their little trick, they're like, "Well, how'd you do that?"
Dude, are you like okay? Are you
What are you talking about? No, it's a perfect metaphor.
What is happening?
That animators are mages. They have some magic to them.
What is happening?
I'm a Jedi, is what I'm saying.
Omega, get help.
You understand what I'm talking about.
But anyway, yeah, I can't relate to you in that sense because I'm a published author. I'm a millionaire
Right. You are a published author.
and a millionaire.
That
Yeah, I'm about to buy my second yacht. Actually, have you ever looked at how expensive a yacht is?
No, you know what I want? One of those boat houses, those homes that are boats.
Yeah.
I want one of those. I wonder if that'd be annoying to like draw in though, and I like if there's
Probably
like a flood.
not.
Yeah,
I
but
would
like there's
also
only...
love to live in a boathouse, but what you might not suspect is that's easily like 3 or 4 times as much money as a normal house. That would be bigger.
I think what's scary about it too is like imagine a hurricane and your thing just flips over and your drawing tablet and all your drawings they're underwater and you're like no.
Yeah, that would suck.
So I guess that's the
I mean,
risk
if your
I
house
took.
got destroyed by a hurricane, that would be the same situation, really. But
Yeah, but I feel like there's less of a chance of like a. Well, I shouldn't really say that since a tropical storm just happened and a bunch of people's things got flooded.
yeah,
But
I hope none of them are watching the stream, or otherwise we've traumatized them even further.
Get a boathouse and then sail away from the storm before it happens, silly.
Oh my god.
That's my plan. My stuff will never be underwater because I'm a good, I was gonna say pilot, but that's not what a person who steers a ship is called. A captain,
Yar.
yeah. Yo-ho. The SS Skippy. Now, a boat's gotta be a girl's name, or is that the thing?
Traditionally, yes, but also that's kind of weird. I don't know.
It was a weird heteronormative thing where
Yeah.
macho guys would be like, "I own this thing like how I own my woman." Ooh,
Yeah.
I should name it a woman.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I agree with it. I think things you own should have silly names because it's funny.
Call it like the SS Dick Hard or something.
Yeah, something funny. Everyone likes a good laugh.
Yeah. Emeka, give us all a good laugh. Say something funny. For the stream. For both streams.
Nigger chicken dinner. I can't say that on YouTube.
Oh.
Oops.
Well, good job.
When I can't think of a joke, that's my go-to thing. I'm like, someone's like, say something funny, and I just say that.
I know.
Oops.
It's okay.
Negro and hockey demonetized.
Don't worry. I'll just throw a little bit of that author money YouTube's way, and they'll look past it. It's fine.
Right. They won't. Don't report him. Sam's friend is black, so it's okay.
Yeah.
We did it. We figured it out. I'm black. I'm his friend. Therefore, he can say the N-word on stream. Say it.
Whoa, wait. Let's not get let's not get out of hand. You were the one who said that, not me.
It wasn't me.
We can't
Switch.
see our faces
Sam's.
or our lips, so it wasn't me.
Switch. It wasn't me. It was Sam. He said it. Even though it's not. Even though it's not an excuse, they'd still ban
This is
me.
like, man, I'm like on speed run to get influencer canceled.
Dude, right. Yeah, getting canceled as an artist, that would suck.
It would suck.
It's already hard enough. Like,
Well, I
like,
mean,
come on.
at one point, from one angle, it is like a frightening thought because sometimes it'll just happen out of nowhere. But at the same time, it's really easy to just like not say things, like to not say your weird hot takes on social media. Just like keep it to yourself.
What
You
about
know?
the curvy redheads at Spurs?
Well, that's different. Because, like, what, are you going to not tell anybody? The people need to know.
It's as one of my favorite quotes from Chris Hansen. Chat is chat, but this is something else. In fact, since I just said Chris Hansen, let me play my Chris Hansen sound effect.
Well, if you want to hear that Chris Hansen sound effect, you can check out Emeka's VOD on Twitch later. At Emeka the Director.
Yeah,
That's Emeka the Director. .com. .org. Is that your website? EmekaTheDirector.com?
Yes.
Nice. Do you know my website, Emeka? I knew yours.
You have a website?
Yes. Yes, I have a website.
I thought you had a Facebook page.
I do. I have everything because I'm marketing myself.
Whoa. What's the website called?
www.samhints.com.
Whoa. Just like our professor and hopefully our friend Aaron. Oh my God, Aaron. Thank you, Aaron Rayner. Wasn't it Rayner?
I don't know.
Renee.
We're saying the same word but pronounced different. I thought it was Rainier.
I thought it was Rayner. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Aaron Rayner, the really good.
Well, I think I'm right. You suck.
If you can beat me in a duel, then we'll decide who's right with the cards. I'm not gonna duel you right now. I'm gonna draw. The Yugi and me hang out.
Drawing some little smoke to go on things. Always worth it. Oh, look at that. That looks so nice. It's crazy how much mileage you can get out of just putting like dust clouds on things. Even though that's like,
yeah.
How often do you see dust clouds in real life? Almost never.
I think it makes the world. It's like when you can see those little dust particles in a live action film.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they do that is with a special camera, and they usually do this thing called a haze effect, or not a haze effect, but there's a machine. It's the opposite of a smoke machine, where instead of smoke vapor, it just shoots out condensation, and it makes the room muggier. But what it does is, with a couple dramatic place lights, it makes the scene seem more dramatic. Because you can see all the particles in the air and stuff. Because you're like, those are the particles that I see all the time. This feels less like a movie and more like real life.
I want a haze.
It does look neat. I want a haze machine, but like I don't make live action films anymore. I mean, maybe one day. I never want to say no. I think I can.
You should do both. You should make a Roger Rabbit type movie.
Right.
You shouldn't. Don't do that.
Unless
you like really commit to it and like start Like you change your whole lifestyle.
I want it to look like Cool World.
I don't like Cool World.
I like Cool World.
Do you? I feel like did we watch that together?
We did, yes.
I feel like you didn't like it.
No, I'm pretty sure I loved it. I think, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I was like, oh, this is like Roger Rabbit, but not as great. But I think in hindsight, like it more because it's Ralph Batsky kind of just untethered, you know. It's
Yeah,
like that scene. It's like that scene and not a lot of people talk about this scene. It's that scene in Fritz the Cat where like the movie just says kind of fuck it and all these random characters are running around in this grungy alleyway and you see like the silhouette of Mickey and Donald for half a second. Like parts like that where he's like, oh, he's just drawing now. He doesn't care about the movie. He's just drawing a bunch of shit now.
yeah. Stuff in like the '70s definitely had a lot of that, where they were just like, we're just making what we want to make, and we don't care if the like entertainment value takes a hit. We're just here to make our vision.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought when you said Fritz the Cat, I thought you were talking about the part where it's just like a character dancing next to live action footage.
No, that wasn't in Fritz the Cat. That was Fritz the Cat 2.
Oh, that's in Fritz the Cat 2. Oh man. Yeah,
Yes,
Fritz the
which I
Cat
made
2 is
you.
not good. I don't
It was
like that
not.
scene.
It was not. It's funny because it's like it was the budget was clearly not as high as in Fritz the Cat 1, but the
Mhm.
voice acting was still pretty great.
Yeah,
The writing
I
was
really
still
like Fritz the Cat. Probably one of my favorite movies.
stop reading these tomes. Oh, the
Yeah,
world is passing you
he really
by.
is a timeless character, I think.
He definitely gives off the vibes of that like college student who went to like a liberal arts degree and got a little full of himself because he read a few books.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Uh,
We've all met people
very
like Fritz,
very
and we all
relatable
hate
guy.
him.
I love when he goes to that bar with the black crows and like they're all
Me
mad at
too.
him, but he has this one black friend and he's just like, hey, and he's just like, yo, no, he's cool, man. He's cool. He's with me, man. The cat's cool. They're like, what's this white cracker doing here? He said, no, he's cool. He's cool, bro.
And then
And
he
then
calls the
they're
bartender
playing,
boy.
yeah, he said, hey, boy, can you get me a drink over here? Hey boy. Just completely oblivious. I love that. Because he constantly goes about how woke he is to the
Yes,
girls and stuff on campus.
it's
And
really
then,
good. It's a really good
oh,
film.
I also love when he starts that like little race riot in the hood. And then, he's like, man, you gotta free yourself from your oppressors, man. It's like that's the man. They're working for the government. Those are your enemies. And then like someone throws a brick at a cop, and then his black friend gets shot, and then Fritz just leaves.
Yeah, because it's really easy to talk.
Especially when you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, great movie. Anybody in chat? Well, actually, maybe don't watch that. Watch it if you're 18.
18 plus.
It is it is rated. It's rated X.
I remember when I was like 13, and this is my first. I can't speak for everybody, but this was my first introduction to Fritz the Cat. It was on a porn site where someone took the scene where he's having sex with those college girls in the bathtub, and their titties are out, and I was like, "Whoa, this is a cartoon with nipples!"
Whoa, that is crazy.
And then I was like, "I'm not a furry though," even though I was definitely a furry.
Yeah, that one didn't last. Oh
It
man, when I met
lasted.
you, you were in furry denial. That's crazy.
I wasn't furry. I was up until sophomore year.
Wow, we sure have been friends for a long time.
You're
Been through
right.
thick and thin.
So I'm definitely saving up my money to visit in Chicago. I think I have enough for a round trip. I just don't have enough for like a hotel and like food. Because if I was to stay, I'd want to get my vacation hours and like go on a vacation, but like
You can
just go to
stay with me and
Chicago.
Sunny, probably.
Cool. All
Let's
right.
do
Well,
that.
then I'll just
I'll
eat all
invite
your
you
food.
over without his permission.
Good.
Yeah, eat our food, eat
And
Sunny's
then we'll
food.
and then we'll beat them up again and be like, "Give us your computer. We need the four Bs."
Yeah,
They'll be
it'd be
like,
awesome.
"Not again."
I'll be like, not again.
I like how I like how Will radicalized us. We were just like, "Oh, we're never going to see the movie," and Will was like, "No, we're seeing it."
he was
Take
he's a
take
yeah.
his computer.
That guy's a troublemaker, isn't he?
Yeah, well, Will
Definitely
was
not our fault.
Will was definitely the radical of the group. I think he had
Radical.
like some really interesting opinions on movies and stuff. I think he was just a little he was a Chad. I don't know how else to explain. He's a Chad. No. He was a Sigma male. That's what he is.
All right.
He's a Sigma
I think
male.
he was a little too edgy for his own good sometimes, but you know, I mean, what we're in college. We're college kids. That's what you do.
No, it's fine. I he
When's Will gonna
reminded
come
me
on
of
the stream?
dude. I'd love to be on the stream with Will. I remember when Will for like a second had a YouTube channel and he did like a deconstruction video essay on like why the lightsaber fight in Attack of the Clones 2 was a missed opportunity, something like that. And I was like, dude, I love this. Keep
Yeah,
talking about
I
Star Wars.
vaguely remember that.
Yeah, he was like one of the few college friends starting a YouTube channel where I was like, dude, keep making these. I mean, I'm not gonna knock him. My YouTube channel is just an afterthought of clips from these streams. I made two commentary videos that what you know what it was, which I'm so like what I like about being a streamer instead of a commentator or whatever is I hated having to record and speeding up all the footage of me drawing. I hated having to not only record my voice but edit it and then cut it down for time and then bleep out all the bad words so I can get monetized. Whereas with
Yeah.
here, it just press a button and boom, we're gonna go, we're live. I just have to remember that. I have to remember to unmute my microphone after the stream next time.
Yeah,
Whoopsie.
streaming is I mean, I don't know. I don't really like making videos, but I think it's important to do it cuz like you really do just need social media followers. There's not really any other way in this
Yeah.
modern world.
Need that clout.
Yeah, that.
I think I watched the video the other day. I was like, why don't I have clout? And a YouTube video came up explaining what clout was. And I was like, oh well, I want it. Give it to me. Please. You know what I wish like
Clout is like water vapor up in the sky, dude.
I miss I wish that I had the brain of 2011 me who was drawing every day and posting it on DeviantArt. And did I ever show you that little website I was on? Scratch.mit.edu and it had their janky little animation program
No.
for kids. And I must have showed it to you. I showed you the Skippy episodes, or like 13 of them. Skippy, the Christmas episode. I must
What?
have shown you.
No, I've never seen that.
Who did I show it to? Desi? Julia? I showed it to
I feel
someone.
really betrayed that I've never seen it.
You've never. You can look it up
No.
right now. Look up scratch.mit.edu Skippy episode.
Well,
One. I'm pretty sure it's still there.
I gotta finish my thing.
Ah, I wonder, would I get a copyright strike if I show my own thing from years
No,
ago? Oh no, I can't because I definitely use like I didn't know what copyrights were as a kid, and I didn't know how to edit sound and anything. So what I used to do for Skippy episodes would honestly be like the audio from a movie trailer that I liked, and I would take the audio from that movie trailer because I knew I could. The only editing I knew how to do
Mecca, show it on the stream, you coward.
MP4 to MP3, and I took like the Hangover trailer, and but I would replace all the characters with Skippy and my other characters, and they would be the characters from the trailer. And
You
when I
know,
ran out of
actually, I think you did show this to me.
characters, like
I
I
think
just
you
threw
did
in
show this to me, but then we learned about. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about that on stream, actually.
talk about what
That,
Nico, Skippy's
yes.
panda girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talking about Nico?
Well, I don't know. I think at the time you were like, yeah, don't tell people about this. Because it's, because it's so cool.
Well, the thing was, like, I was really deep into RPing at the time. It's weird because, like, I had people who followed my account on there. I had viewers. People were drawing Skippy fan art and stuff. Oh, I wish I was back in 2011, but like I could draw really good then. I feel like if I was at the level that I am now back then, drawing every day and just like showing, posting it and stuff, people would be like, Skippy.
Do you have a TikTok?
No.
You should get on there.
I should, but like I'm scared. I'm scared about the Chinese super hackers. Or
What
didn't
are they gonna
didn't
do?
Microsoft buy TikTok? I don't know. I heard they were
Somebody
a
bought
beta.
TikTok. It is now owned by somebody.
Well, I want to wait. I have like every social media under the sun but TikTok right now. I want to wait, and I want to wait to where I'm not chained down by this animation.
Yeah, sure.
And
That makes sense.
later, and then like when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do those 2 second things. That's the perfect place to put those 2 second things. That and Twitter, because it's probably gonna be a risque gif of titties or something, because that's what Twitter wants. No offense to those porn animators who are kicking it on Twitter, getting all those retweets. It's really great. That's the other annoying thing too. Is like, oh, why is your stream black? What happened?
I just had to change something on my computer.
Oh, well, you should probably have like a hotkey for when you need to change windows, bro. Should just go
No,
to
it's not
black.
change Windows.
Dude, everybody, I'm telling you, you can just set a hotkey.
You want me to learn how to use streaming software? Dude, I have more important things to do.
It's very easy, Sam. It's not that.
Leave me alone. No, I'll never do it.
I learned last week how to add transitions between scenes, so now they're not awkward jump cuts. I took a little bit from Terminator 1, that really cool scene where POVs from the Terminator shooting at this cop or whatever. I was like, oh, I like this. This is like my aesthetic. It's like red, sick, cool, cool transition. Everyone likes guns, right?
Yeah.
Gamers like guns. I can say that word. That's the one that gets me banned on YouTube.
Game.
Not the other one. The G word.
Yeah, my stream is doomed now. I did all this other crap and I was worried that like going into the effects it would just be too much and this wouldn't be the one where it takes forever, but no, it's fine. effects are your friend. It's not too much work, and it goes a long way.
My friend just texted me that Space Jam 2 would be better without LeBron James.
I mean, I could
I
believe
should
I could
probably
believe that an NBA star is less entertaining than Bugs Bunny.
acting is something LeBron James shouldn't do. He's right. Well, I don't know.
I mean,
Michael
it's not like
Jordan had,
Michael Jordan was a good actor.
yeah, Michael Jordan had some stinker lines. You want a piece of me? Come and get it.
Yeah, no, I would say most of his lines were stinkers.
How many times
It's
do you
just
think
funny. It's stupid fun. That movie it is.
how many times do you think he had to say that?
I don't know. 1
Like,
trillion.
Michael, can you just say it like you mean it? But I don't mean
I
it. Michael, you're acting, please. Let's do some drills. That's like, okay, I think I made you guys watch
do
Looney
love
Tunes
Let's Do
back in.
Some Drills.
Did I make you guys watch Looney Tunes back in action?
I love Looney Tunes back in action.
I
I'm
love
I'm the
that
Looney
scene
Tunes
where
back in
the
action apologist.
I love that scene where the guy unzips his skin to reveal he's not who he says he is, and like one of the unzips, he was Michael Jordan. He's like, "Let's do some drills."
Yeah, that's what that's from. Let's
So
do
fun.
some
No,
drills. That is what
that's
Michael Jordan would say.
that's not what that's from. That was just a deleted line from Space Jam that they had lying in the vault somewhere, and they're like, "Wouldn't it be really funny if he just Michael Jordan just showed up out of nowhere?" God, I love Warner Brothers. I need to watch the new Looney Tunes show. I keep watching
I
clips and
watched
I'm like,
I watched one or two, and they were all right. They were pretty good.
yeah,
They were
it's
pretty
like,
good. They didn't quite. I mean, they're better than the ones that are like supposed to be kind of like a like a TV drama, I guess. I
I
didn't
mean,
like those.
I like that one. I'll defend the Looney Tunes show where they're like in the suburbs and everything. I think I gave it a very bad rap because it wasn't. It was the talky humor and not the slapstick humor. But
Yeah, I think that's fine, but like Looney Tunes is one of my favorite shows.
it's very. I think it's. I think I don't want to say it's old now that I'm an adult and I have a higher IQ, but like some of the jokes, I think as a kid watching it went over my head in 2014. But as an adult now, I'm like, oh my god, that's really funny. Like, there's an episode where like Bugs and Daffy go on this game best friend game show, and they have to guess what they know about each other. And the whole joke is that Daffy knows nothing about Bugs, but Bugs knows everything about Daffy. So they lose the game show, obviously. And then at one point, uh, I forget what it was. I think they lost their car or something along those lines. They didn't have a transportation to get home, and like he's like, "Oh no, don't worry, I got a cab." And Bugs is like, "How did you get a cab? You don't have any money." He's like, "Oh, I memorized your credit card number." And he's like, "Oh, they should have asked me that on the game show. Your credit card is 555." I just thought, I don't know. I thought that was.
Yeah,
And
I
also,
mean it's not bad. I think it's just kind of not what people expected and not what people nah, it's just not what people expected.
I think I think a really my favorite Looney Tunes episode, one of the greatest ones from the Looney Tunes show, I should say,
Okay.
from that one is, oh my god, Cecil the, you remember Cecil the turtle in that episode, the classic episode where it's the turtle versus the hare, and
Yeah.
Bugs has to race this turtle, and he's just as smart as Bugs, and if not more witty than Bugs could ever be. And he's like what? He's like a foil to Bugs. Like Bugs can't. He's not like Daffy where he can easily outsmart him.
Yeah, I
He's
remember.
like a challenge for him. So in that, the whole well, there's two episodes with turtles in it, and they're both really good. The first one, he's a phone operator, And what happens is that Bugs is watching the big game or something, and then like his cable goes out and says you don't have the sports channel anymore. Remember when that was a thing? When you would
Yeah.
lose channels and like there was that thing on the screen that said in a few days cable's no longer gonna have Cartoon Network, and I was freaking out at my dad like you gotta get Verizon. They knew what they were doing when they did that. Kind of forced everyone's parents to have to get Verizon, which is kind of shitty, but it's like, hey, you know,
Well,
who
now no
wants to?
one has cable, so it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, but anyway, what I was gonna say was the so he was like, shit, I just missed the cool score. He calls the cable company. He's like, hey, what happened to my uh I just paid my membership. What happened to my channels? And then they're like, oh, we're it's the turtle. He has this like really snarky voice. He said, I'm so sorry, Mr. Beauty. He's like, it's Bugs Bunny. Well, Mr. Beauty, I'm sorry to say that because you don't have the sports package, that channel's no longer included on your plan. He said, okay, well then get me the sports package. Which sports package would you like, Mr. Beauty? The sports package C, where it has every sports channel except that one that you want, or sports package B, where it sometimes has the rerun of the game from last week, or do you want the silver package, whereas that and 300 other international channels? And he's like, and Buzz is like, I don't want those other channels. I just want this one channel. Can I just pay a little fee for the individual channel? Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Beauty. That's not the way it works. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to put you on hold. And he just like puts him on hold, and he's just like fucking laughing out of his end, and Bugs is just sitting there for like over a minute waiting for this guy, and it was just such a fucking funny joke. And then there was this other scene where so the second episode, the turtle, he Cecil, he forms the scam where so Bugs is backing out of like a parking lot, and he's too busy arguing with Daffy to look in his rear view. And he feels a bump, and like he just hears someone go, "Ow!" And he's like, "Oh fuck, did I just hit someone?" Turns around, it's the fucking turtle, and he has a crack in his shell. And the turtle's like, "Oh my gosh, ow, oh, ow, ow, ow." He's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" He's like, "Oh no, there's a crack in my shell. Oh gosh." It's okay. There's no reason to get insurance involved. I'm sure we can work something out. And Bugs is like, anything. I feel so terrible. And then he's like, well, you know, what I'll do is I'll call my shell guy, see how much it is, you know, for the surgery, and you know, you can just write me a check. He's like, all right, cool. So we don't need to get insurance. Well, yeah. And so like every like day, he calls Bugs with like some new bullshit. So I just called my shell guy, and he said that the earlier estimate of $500 is inaccurate. It's actually going to be around like $5,000 to fix. Yeah, there was some internal damage there and stuff, and you know, now because I'm out of work, because you know I can't go to work with a broken shell, you know, this is all coming out of pocket for me. And Bugs is like, right. I'm so sorry. I'll pay it. I'll pay whatever the price is. Keeps calling him, and he's like, actually, I just got another call saying it's going to be $3,500. He's like, what? And I just thought that it was so funny. And so, spoilers, Bugs figures out that he's getting scammed, and they confront him in his apartment, and they're like, so you have all right. So he not only pulled the scam on Bugs, but you find out he pulled the same scam on Porky Pig, who fell for it. And then Bugs puts two and two together that's a scam. And so him and Porky go to the guy's apartment. They find that he has a fake broken shell, and he has like his real shell that he puts on like in his closet. And so the guy walks in, and he's just like, Mr. Beauty, what are you doing here? You here to give me the $3,500? And he's like, so you have a fake shell, and you've been scamming people for years out of money. And he's just like you're had. We're gonna report this to the police. And then the turtle pulls out a fucking gun And it comes out of left field because it's like you didn't expect there to be. I mean, like in an OG classic Looney Tunes, Yosemite Sam, Elmer Fudd had that hunting rifle. You don't expect in the Looney Tunes show when they're in the suburbs and they took away Yosemite Sam's guns and made that a whole episode of why he doesn't have guns anymore. You figure, oh, they can't show guns because of censorship and bullshit. And he pulls out a gun. Not like a Nerf gun, not a dart gun. He just pulls out a revolver, and he's like, put down the shell. Kick it over to me. Put your hands up. I'm sorry things had to end this way, Mr. Beauty, but he's gonna shoot him with Porky Pig, and I'm just like, this is so funny. They stop him, of course, but there's this scene where like he drops the gun in a scuffle. And Porky picks it up, and Porky's pointing the gun at the turtle, and he's like shaking and freaking out. He's like, he was like, you were gonna kill us. I thought it was so funny, such a dark turn. I just thought that was so funny. Like it was just really, really fucking funny. Yeah, I think also. Because that whole controversy where they're like, we're going to make Lola Bunny brave or strong or whatever, independent.
Sure.
Because, she was a sex object in the first movie. Whatever the bullshit thing is. The same reason they don't want Pepe Le Pew in the movie.
Did they not put Pepe Le Pew in?
No, he's not in the movie at all because they thought he was too problematic. And I kind of forgot that Pepe Le Pew was in the first movie, but he was. Forgot about it, of course.
I thought there was a resounding no, please put him in the movie, we love him.
No, Pepe Le Pew's in the first movie.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Speedy Gonzales.
Speedy Gonzales was also in the movie, but he wasn't on the team, he was an announcer.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gents.
But Speedy Gonzales is definitely on the team now. I just think it's weird how they're like, oh, Pepe Le Pew's a problem, Lola Bunny's tits are a problem, but Speedy Gonzales is okay. I mean, I guess the Mexican community rallied. It's funny because they tried to soft cancel Speedy Gonzales years ago, but then the Mexican government was like, we love Speedy Gonzales. He's the fastest mouse in Mexico.
Probably wasn't.
He's not a stereotype. No, I swear it was the government. There was an international petition. Huh. Well, like the Mexican people were like, we love Speedy Gonzales. We put him on our bill at one point. I don't think he's on the bill anymore, but like they got upset. They were like, bring Speedy Gonzales back, and Warner Bros. Was like, well, the Mexicans aren't upset. Let's bring him back.
I mean, yeah.
But, I don't think the French are going to rally and be like, yo, give us back Pepe Le Pew.
Probably not.
But the Lola thing...
They're funny guys and a guy in a sombrero who runs fast. He's like a sex offender.
Yeah, I don't want to say that Lola from Space Jam 1 needed to be fixed. I'm obviously going to be biased because I simpleton... Oops, almost caught myself there. I simpleton very hard for Lola Bunny. She was my sexual awakening. But I think the Looney Tunes show, the suburb one, fixed her, and that she was not just the girl Bugs was attracted to, she was loony in her own way. Whereas, Bugs is the smart aleck Looney Tune, Wile E. Coyote's Sisyphus, always rolling the hill, Daffy's a loony narcissist, Porky is comically insecure, Elmer Fudd is just a big dope, they're all loony in their own kind of way, but Lola's looniness, they're like, let's make her the girl that no one wants to date. Let's make her that crazy valley white girl who's just too much to handle, and also a stalker.
I mean,
and so they
that's kind of
reframed
just making her a different stereotype instead of making her an actual character.
I think it was funny though.
I mean, I'm sure it was funny, but I don't
The
know if they
right.
really fixed anything based on your description of it. I don't know.
I
Maybe
mean,
maybe
it's radically different from the her in the OG movie.
yeah.
Which she didn't really have a personality in that movie. She was just kind of strutting around and being like, "I love basketball," and she's like, "Don't call me dog."
Well, yeah.
Um,
Most, I mean, she had the same personality as Michael Jordan. She loves basketball.
you're right.
Hmm.
I love the part where Michael Jordan's like, "She's good."
He knows.
Oh God. It's enough triangles for tonight. Gotta get some Max Payne in before bed so he can go to work tomorrow.
I haven't gamed
I
in a while.
You haven't gamed? Oh,
No, I've just been animating.
I mean that's good that you've been animating.
I really, really want to get this done. This is such a long animation. It's like
Thanks coming out.
it's like
Good.
just shy of 200 frames.
Wow. Yeah, I think I counted my frames for this one. I'm at. I wrote it down because I forgot. Because I was like, how many frames are in this thing? Because it's like it's taking me so long, but like I hate if the frame count was like 50. They're like, Mecca, what are you doing? The frame, not in this particular shot, but in the whole. Okay, it says there's, well, not frames, but it's at 24 frames per second, and there's a total of 226 drawings.
Yeah, it's
Techni- Technically, there's 852 drawings, but I divided it by half because it's on twos. But not anymore. Not at this point. It looks like it's on ones.
yeah.
So I
Mine's on twos, but it's also running at 30 frames a second instead of 24. So
well,
twos
okay,
seems like more than enough for me.
well, it has to go at 30. It's a video game.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, I guess that's not really true anymore, huh?
Well,
Now
it's
that,
just it's a lot simpler to implement it into like almost every software if it's running at 30 frames per second. I don't want it to be a pain in the ass for the programmers.
I think it'd be really cool if your indie game got on the Switch.
I also think that would be really cool if the Switch is
I
still around when it comes out.
I didn't realize that the Switch had a lot of indie game developers publishing games for them, and I thought that was really
It
cool.
does. It is really cool, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's one of the main reasons I would say there is to own one, is because it supports so much indie stuff, so many indie titles.
again, Nintendo, it's like the America versus Japan capitalism thing. Japan really, it doesn't matter how profitable these indie games are. They're like, oh, cool, a new game. That's great. More stuff.
Well, no. Nintendo was the last person to get on the indie game train, but they got on the train really hard. Now they're supporting more indie games than either of the other consoles, so that's good. But it's not like they're the first to do it.
Well, I know they're not the first to do it, obviously. I just figured that, like, because, like, there are other. Also, like, indie games on console or distributing on console is very difficult. Or it's perceived as very difficult, whereas just, like, releasing it on Steam through a Unity engine seems very. Not easy, but, like, oh, I can easily just, like, upload it here without a problem. I mean, maybe that was true when like Flash was still a thing, like Flash games. Like, oh, I'll just upload this on Newgrounds. Whereas being like, oh, I want this to be on the Wii, that's like a whole thing.
Well, back in Flash days, I mean, it depends. Because, like, I don't really know. Because before Steam, it was pretty hard. I have to imagine. I don't know what I think like Braid was like the first. That was the first indie game that was made by. Well, no, not really. I mean, there were indie games way back when, but that was the first one that was like mass distributed. I guess. I don't know. I'm probably talking out of my ass here, but Steam really changed the game for that. Now there's tons of indie studios. It's not like a weird thing where it's like, check out this weird 2 hour long game. It was made by 3 people. Isn't that crazy? Now it's like, yeah, that happens all the time now. It's great. People can just make video games. I think that video games are a great way to get into things because they're new, like streaming. And the more new something is, the less the government gets their fingers into it.
Can't wait for the government to get into Twitch.
They're really not into Twitch at all, which is great.
Well, the government doesn't know what the internet is. Like,
No.
remember that
That's our
interview
one
they had?
benefit to everyone being white and 80 years old.
Remember that interview, or not interview, subpoena, whatever that court thing was with. I think Mark Zuckerberg got in trouble with the federal government for something, and they were like, "So how do you make money?" We run ads. They just didn't understand how Facebook made money because Facebook was free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. That's why being a Twitch streamer is such a viable career, is because they don't know that people are making careers out of it. They think it's just like a fun thing kids do after school.
Yeah.
So that's a great time to jump into it. I think this is done. Ooh, look at that smoke.
Oh, I had to close. I had to close your thing because I'm about to close my Photoshop.
Ooh, look at that. Look at the little smoke there. See? It's subtle, but it does a lot of work.
Oh, let me go back.
Ooh, look at that. See, the cape got all dusty because she fell on the ground. Alright, I'll run it a few more times for you. Ignore the terrible resolution. This is a GIF.
Right, of course.
What do you think, everybody? What do you think, everybody in chat? Did it turn out pretty good? I think it turned out pretty good.
Skippy's hair is blocking it when the character's on the right side of the screen. But it looks sick. This is animated by Sam Hintz, everybody.
Thank you.
Look at that
Thank
art.
you.
Look at that art. Look at that character animation.
Not bad, not bad. A
Look at
successful
that
stream.
shading.
Man, this took forever. This took forever. Because, like, what? This is like a dynamic walk, a jump, some character acting, and it's got big secondary animation attached to it. What was I thinking? But I did it.
You were thinking like an animator.
Yep. That's what happens. Eventually you get all those complex movements all stringing together. Okay. Well, I think that's good for my art stream, because now I'm probably just gonna... I don't know. Maybe I'll just play something and hang out with a mecha on his stream.
You can watch.
While
You
watch
can watch
a
me
mecha
play
play
Max
Max
Payne.
Payne. That sounds great. So yeah, I think I've got one viewer besides a mecha right now. If you want to jump over to Mecha the Director on Twitch, keep hanging out with us. Feel free. But yeah, good job, me. I think this turned out pretty good. All right, see ya, everybody.